Welcome to Tungal Online Classes. In previous video, we have discussed the concept of law of conservation of linear momentum and its application. So then, what is the statement of law of conservation of linear momentum? So in an isolated system, the total momentum is conserved. In an isolated system, the total momentum is conserved. Or if no external force acting on the system, the total momentum before collision, that is equal to total momentum after collision. So this is the statement of law of conservation of linear momentum. Next one, its application. The first application is the recoiling of a gun. The first application is the recoiling of a gun, and the second application is the explosion of the bomb. Second application is the explosion of the bomb. And the application of a law of conservation of linear momentum is, that is rocket propulsion. It will work on the two basic principles. The first one is law of conservation of linear momentum, and the second one is Newton's third law. In examination, they may ask for 1 mark on which principle the rocket propulsion is works. The first one is the law of conservation of linear momentum, and the second one is the Newton's third law. Okay, so here we are considering a rocket. So consider this is a rocket at t is equal to 0 second. At t equal to 0 second, the mass of the rocket is m0 and the initial velocity of the rocket is u. See here, m0 indicates that the mass of the rocket at t is equal to 0 second, and u indicates that the velocity of a rocket at t is equal to 0 second. Okay, see here, after some time the rocket starts moving in upward direction. It starts ejecting some amount of gas in vertically downward direction with some velocity, that is v suffix r. Here v suffix r indicates that the exhaust velocity of the gas with respect to the rocket. So due to this exhaust velocity, the rocket is moving in upward direction. That rocket is moving in upward direction, and this exhaust velocity that gives the additional force to move the rocket in upward direction. So that is known as the upward force or thrust force. Here F suffix T indicates that is a thrust force or upward force. Okay, see here, if t is equal to t second, if t is equal to t second, the mass of this rocket is m and velocity of this rocket is v. Okay, see here, so in this case the mass of the rocket that it changes with respect to the time. So this is the variable mass system. In this case the mass of this rocket that is decreases with respect to the time. Okay, then how to find the mass of the rocket at t is equal to t second? Okay, see here, the mass of the rocket that is equal to the initial mass of the rocket, that is m0. The mass of the rocket at t is equal to 0 second minus dm by dt. So the rate of change of masses with respect to the time into t. So this formula, it gives the mass of the rocket at a given intervals of time. For example, if you want to calculate the mass of the rocket at t is equal to 1 second, substitute the t value here and dm by dt value and the m0 value. So then we will get the mass of the rocket at a given time interval. Okay, so next we will write some important relation. It will help us to solve some numerical problems on the basis of a rocket propulsion. The first formula is, that is thrust force. The first one is thrust force, that is equal to F suffix T, that is equal to, okay, see here, already we know that to calculate the force we have the two equation. The first equation is F is equal to mass into acceleration. So in this case the mass of the system is constant, right? Mass of the system is constant. If the mass of the system is changes, means in that case we are using the formula F is equal to V into dm by dt. So this formula we are used to find out the force in a variable mass system. Here is also the system is variable mass system. Then the force, thrust force, that is equal to V suffix R. So V suffix R indicates that the exhaust velocity of the gas into minus dm by dt. So here minus sign indicates that the mass of the rocket that it changes with respect to the time, that is decreases with respect to the time. So this is the thrust force. So this is the thrust force. And the second equation, the net force acting on the rocket. Net force acting on the rocket. net force acting on the rocket. Okay, see here. So in this case, the upward force or thrust force is acting in upward direction, and the weight of the rocket, it is acting in the downward direction. The weight is nothing but it is a product of mass into acceleration due to gravity. So in this case, the weight of the rocket is acting in downward direction and thrust force is acting in upward direction. Here the thrust force is more comparing to the weight of the rocket, so then the rocket is moving in upward direction. So the net force acting on this rocket, the net force acting on this rocket, that is equal to, net force is equal to upward force minus, that is F suffix T, minus weight of the rocket, that is W. So net force is equal to upward force minus weight of the rocket. Okay, see here. So the net force means, so according to Newton's second law, net force means the product of mass into acceleration. So here that is m into a, that is equal to, so here thrust force, that's value is, that is V suffix r minus dm by dt. So after that, minus weight of the rocket, weight is nothing but it is a product of mass into acceleration due to gravity, that is minus m into g. So from this relation we want the acceleration value, then a is equal to V suffix r divided by m. So next minus dm by dt, bracket complete, minus of m into g divided by m is, both are get cancelled, the remaining factor is only g. So this is the acceleration expression. Acceleration is equal to V suffix r divided by m, bracket of minus dm by dt minus g. So already we know that the definition of acceleration, so that is rate of change of velocity with respect to the time. So instead of acceleration we are replaced by dv by dt. So dv by dt is nothing but the definition of acceleration, the rate of change of velocity with respect to the time, that is equal to, so that is equal to Vr divided by m. So bracket of minus dm by dt minus into g. So next, in this case we want only dv term, take dt term this side, then it becomes dv is equal to Vr divided by m, bracket of minus dm by dt into dt minus of g into dt. So take dt term to this side, so then this equation becomes like this. In this case dt get cancelled, then dv is equal to V suffix r, bracket of minus dm by m minus g into dt. So here we are going to find out what is the velocity of the rocket. So next we are going to integrate this equation. So integrating both sides. Okay, the integration of dv, that is equal to integration of V suffix r minus dm by m minus integration of g into dt, So here we are given intervals, so that is the integration from initial velocity to the final velocity v to u, and here the bondings are initial mass to the mass, that is m, and here the bondings are 0 to t. Okay, see here, this is a standard formula of integration, that is integration of dt, its value is t, and integration of dx value is x, and the integration of dz value is z, right? The integration of dt value is t, integration of dx value is x, and integration of dz value is z. And the one more formula, that is integration of x with respect to dx, x to the power n with respect to dx means, so that is x to the power of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. And the one more formula, integration of 1 by x with respect to dx means, that is log x base e. So these are the some important formula of integration, just remember it, then learn how to apply this formula to this system. See here, in this case the integration of dv, so here integration of dt is equal to t, integration of dx is equal to x. Similarly, the integration of dv value is, that is v. So bondings are initial velocity to the final velocity, that is equal to, here r is the velocity of the exhaust gas. So then this equation becomes, that is the integration of, take minus sign outside, so then it becomes dm by m from m0 to m. So minus g is a constant term, take it outside, integration of 0 to t into dt. Okay, see here. So here v, initial velocity to the final velocity, that is equal to minus v suffix r, integration of m0 to m dm by m minus g into integration of 0 to t into dt. So in this case, the integration of 1 by x with respect to dx value is, that is log x base e. So here this in the form of integration of 1 by m with respect to the dm. So the value of this one is log m base e, the log m base e minus g as it is integration of dt. So integration of dt value is, that is t. Integration of dt value is, that is t. Then this equation becomes v, bondings are initial velocity to the final velocity, that is equal to, here v r minus v suffix r. Here this in the form of 1 by x with respect to dx, its value is log base e m, bondings are initial mass to the final mass, that is m0 to m, minus, here g as it is, integration of dt value is t. So this is t from 0 to t. So then substitute the bondings value here. So what is the procedure to substitute the bonding value here? The first one, substitute the upper bonding value minus lower bonding value. So here first substitute the upper bonding value, that is v, minus the lower bonding value is u. So that is v minus u. So here Vr as it is, so that is minus v suffix r. Then log base e, first substitute the upper bonding value, that is m, minus log base e lower bonding value. So bracket minus g into bracket of upper bonding value is t minus 0. So then from this equation v minus u is equal to, take this minus sign inside, then it becomes Vr minus of log base e m plus log base e m0 minus of g into t, minus g of t. Okay, then v minus u is equal to v suffix r. So in this case we are rearranging these terms. So that is log base e m0 minus log base e m minus of g into t. So then this in the form of log a minus log b. So that is equal to log a by log b. So then v minus u is equal to v suffix r log base e m0 divided by m0 divided by m minus g into t, minus g into t. So from this relation we want the velocity of a rocket, that is v is equal to u minus g into t plus v suffix r log base e m0 divided by m0 divided by m. Okay, so this formula we are used to find out the velocity of the rocket, right, at a time interval t is equal to t second, that is v is equal to u minus g into t plus v suffix r log base e m0 divided by m. Okay, in some cases the initial velocity of a rocket, that is u is equal to 0, in the absence of acceleration due to gravity, that is g equal to 0. So then the velocity of the rocket, so that is equal to, velocity of that rocket is equal to v suffix r log base e m0 divided by m0 divided by m. So that is the velocity of the rocket. Okay, so here this is the concept of rocket propulsion. In this concept we have to remember some formulas. The first one, so this formula is very important to calculate the mass of the rocket at a given time intervals. After that the thrust force formula is also important. So after that these two formulas are very important, right? Okay, so in rocket propulsion, first we are considering the rocket of its initial mass is m0 and initial velocity is u at the time interval of t equal to 0 second. So afterwards that rocket starts moving in upward direction, it starts emitting some gases in vertically downward direction with some velocity. So that is V suffix R. So that is the exhaust velocity of a gas. After that, so this exhaust velocity of a gas that gives the additional force to the rocket to move in upward direction, that is the thrust force. It is acting in upward direction. And if t is equal to t second, the mass of the rocket, that is equal to m naught minus dm by dt into t. It is very important formula to calculate the mass of the rocket at a given time interval. So after that, we are going to find out the upward force or the thrust force. So that is Ft is equal to Vr into minus dm by dt. So after that, the net force acting on the rocket, the net force is equal to Ft minus W. So that is the upward force minus the weight of the rocket. So next, simplify this one, we will get the final relation is V is equal to U minus Gt plus Vr log base C m naught by m. So then in special case, if the initial velocity of the rocket is 0 and in the absence of acceleration due to gravity g is equal to 0, then the expression is V is equal to Vr log base C m naught by m. So these two expressions are very important. Just remember these two expressions. The next concept is the free body diagram. So here, free body diagram means the graphical representation of the various forces acting on the body. So here, free body diagram means that is a graphical representation of the various forces acting on that body. Okay, see here. So let us consider an object is placed. Consider this object. It is placed on a horizontal surface. It is placed on the horizontal surface. So let us assume that the mass of this object is m. So in this case, we are going to represent the various forces acting on this body. See here, the first point is, first consider the object as a point mass. So here we are consider this object as a point mass. Next, so what are the different forces acting on this body? So first one, the weight of this body is acting in downward direction. Weight is nothing but that is mass into acceleration due to gravity. So here the weight of this body, it is acting in downward direction. At the same time, the floor is also exerting the force on the body in opposite direction. So that is known as the normal reaction. So here the normal reaction, it is always perpendicular to the surface of the body. The normal reaction, it is always perpendicular to the surface of the body. Okay, see here, the first force, the weight of the body, it is acting in downward direction. That is weight is equal to mass into acceleration due to gravity. So next one, the normal reaction is acting in upward direction. So normal reaction is n. So here the normal reaction, it is always perpendicular to the surface of the object. So in this case, these two forces are acting on this body. So here this body is at rest, means in this case the normal reaction is balanced by the weight of the body, that is n is equal to m into g. N is equal to m into g. In this case, this object is at rest. So that means the weight of this object, it is balanced by the normal reaction. So then n is equal to m into g. So this is about the free body diagram. So free body diagram means the graphical representation of various forces acting on that body. So that is known as the free body diagram. So initially we are consider one example. So an object is placed on a horizontal surface. So here the mass of this object is m. So in this case, the first we are considering this object as a point mass. Then the two forces are acting on this body. The one force is the weight of the force is acting in downward direction, and the normal reaction is acting in upward direction. So first one we are considering, that is a point mass. The first force is the weight of the force is acting in downward direction, and the normal reaction is acting in upward direction. Okay, see here the second example. So if the two bodies are kept in contact, see here, so this is a one body, it is kept in contact with another body. So consider this is a body A and this is a body B. The mass of first body is somewhat m1 and the mass of a second body is, that is m2. Okay, so in this case we are going to draw free body diagram for these two bodies. Okay, see here. So first consider these two body as a point mass. The first body is, that is A body. We are separating these two body. So for free body diagram for A body. See here, what are the forces acting on this body here? The first one, the weight of this body is acting in downward direction, and the normal reaction is acting in upward direction. The normal reaction is acting in upward direction. The next one, the body A, it is exerting force on the body B, and the body B is also exerting the force on the body A. Okay, see here, if you are going to draw the free body diagram for A, for body A, first we have to consider this is a point object, this is a point object. So next, the weight of the body is acting in downward direction, that is weight is equal to m into g, right? So here the mass of the first body is, that is m1, then the weight of the body is m1 into g. After that, the normal reaction, it is acting in upward direction. The normal reaction, it is acting in upward direction, that is n, right? So after that, the body B exerting the force on the body A, body B exerting the force on the body A. So this is the force. So this is the graphical representation of the various forces acting on a body A. Similarly, for body B, so in this case, for body B, the first force is weight is acting in downward direction, and the normal reaction is acting in upward direction, that is N1. After that, body A exerting the force on the body B. Okay, so here the first step is, consider this is a point object. The first force is acting in downward direction, that is W is equal to m2 into g. This is the weight of the second body. The next one, the normal reaction is acting in upward direction, that is N1. N1 is the normal reaction, it is acting in upward direction. So after that, body A exerting the force on the body B. So the body A exerting force on the body B. So this is the free body diagram for this body, right? So first we have to separate these two bodies, right? So for body A, so what are the different forces are acting on this body? One is the weight of the body acting in downward direction, and one more is the normal reaction is acting in upward direction. After that, the body B exerting the force on the body A. So this is the indication of the force exerted by the body B on the body A. Next, for body B, so consider this a point object. After that, weight of the body is acting in downward direction, and the normal reaction is acting in upward direction, and the body A exerting force on a body B. So this is that force. Example here. Consider two bodies, both are kept in contact. The mass of first body is m1 and the mass of second body is m2. So here the external force acting on the body in this direction. So here draw the free body diagram for body A and body B. So here, what is the first point to draw the free body diagram here? So the first point is, consider the object as a point mass for body A. For body A, so consider that it is a point object, right? So next one, find out the number of different forces are acting on this body. So first force is acting in downward direction, that is the weight of the body, it is acting in downward direction, that is weight is equal to m1 into g, right? The weight of the body is acting in downward direction, and at the same time the surface of the floor is also exerting the force in opposite direction. So that is a normal reaction. The normal reaction is acting in upward direction, that is n. So after that, here the external force is acting on the body A. So this is the external force acting on the body A, right? So after that, the body B is also exerting the force on the body A in this direction, and the body A is also exerting the force on the body B in this direction. So here the next force is this one, that is EF, right? So this is the free body diagram for body A. And similarly for body B, consider the body B as a point object. So right, this is a point object, and here the weight of the body is acting in downward direction. The weight of the body is acting in downward direction. After that, the normal reaction is acting in upward direction, that is the normal reaction is acting in upward direction, that is N1. So after that, so here the body A exerting the force on the body B in this direction, so that is in this direction. So this is the free body diagram for body A and the body B, right? Okay. Next we are going to find out what is the acceleration of this body. What is the acceleration of this body? Okay, see here. So from free body diagram of a body B. So in this case, the net force acting on this system, the net force acting on the system, net force that is equal to here there is only one force in the horizontal direction, that is F, So then the weight of the body, it is balanced by the normal reaction, both are get cancelled. So the net force along the horizontal direction is, the net force is equal to F. The net force is nothing but the mass into velocity. The mass of a second body is, that is m2 into a, that is equal to F, So next, from FBD of a first body, FBD of a body A. Okay, see here. So for free body diagram of a body A, in this case the two forces are acting on this body. The external force is acting in this body and this force is acting in this body. Then the net force acting on the system, that is equal to the net force acting on the system, that is equal to F minus small f. So already we know that the small f value is, that is net force is equal to F minus, that is m2 into a, So then net force is nothing but it is the product of mass into acceleration. Here the mass of first body is m1 and acceleration is a. So from this relation the force is equal to m1a plus m2a. So that is equal to F is equal to, take a common in bracket, m1 plus m2. So then acceleration is equal to force divided by m1 plus m2. So acceleration, that is equal to force divided by m1 into m2. So this is the acceleration of this system, Okay, see here. So in this case, if you want to calculate the acceleration of the system, first we have to draw the free body diagram for body A and body B. So after that, from body B, the net force acting on the force, that is equal to F. So in this case, there is no forces along the horizontal direction, only one force is there, so that is F. The net force is equal to F. So net force is nothing but that is the product of mass into velocity, mass into acceleration, m2 into a, that is equal to F. So after that, from free body diagram of a body A, so in this case there are two forces are acting on this system along the horizontal direction. One is external force and this is the force. So then the net force acting on this system, that is equal to F minus small f. Here the net force is nothing but the product of mass into acceleration. The mass of the first body is m1 into acceleration of that body is a, that is equal to F minus m2 into a. So from this relation, F is equal to m1a plus m2a, take a common, then F is equal to a bracket of m1 plus m2, then acceleration of the system is F divided by m1 plus m2. So this is one method to calculate the acceleration of the system. So the another method, in this method, just we are considering these two bodies as a one system. So these two bodies as a one system. So then if these two bodies are one system means, what is the mass of this system? The mass of system is, that is m1 plus m2. The mass of that system is m1 plus m2. So the force acting on this body is m and the total mass of the system is m1 plus m2. So then acceleration of this system is, that is F is equal to m1 plus m2 into a. Then acceleration is equal to force divided by total mass of the system, that is m1 plus m2. So this is another method to calculate the acceleration of this system. So this is one method to calculate the acceleration of the system and this is another method to calculate the acceleration of the system. So the next one. Okay. So in this case, there are three bodies are kept in contact. The first body of mass is m1, second body mass is m2 and third body mass is m3. So in this case the force is acting in this direction. So here is also we are going to find out what is the acceleration of the system. So here the second method to find out the acceleration of the system is, so in that case we are considering this as the only one system. So this as the one system. So system is, so the mass of this system is, that is m1 plus m2 plus m3. This is the total mass of the system. Then acceleration is equal to force divided by total mass. This is m1 plus m2 plus m3. So this is one method to calculate the acceleration of the system or acceleration of that body. Okay, see here. So what is the method here? So in this method we are going to assume that the three bodies as a single system or a one system. Then the total mass of the system is m1 plus m2 plus m3. Then the acceleration of that system is, that is f divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3. So this is the one method. And the another method is, the another method to find out the acceleration is, in that case we have to draw the free body diagram for body A, B and C. See here, for body A, so first we have to consider this is a point mass, right? So in this case the weight of this body is acting in downward direction. The weight of the body is acting in downward direction, right? At the same time the floor is also exerting the force on the body. That is a normal reaction. It is acting perpendicular to the object. It is acting in this direction. That is a normal reaction. So after that the external force is acting in this direction. External force is acting in this direction. After that, so here body A is exerting force on body B in this direction, or body B is exerting force on the body in this direction. So here the body B exerting the force on the body A, so that is F, right? So this is a free body diagram for body A. So next for body B, so it is also same. First we have to consider this is a point object. The weight of the body is acting in downward direction. Weight is equal to, that is m into g. The mass of second body is m2 into g. Next the normal reaction is acting in upward direction. The normal reaction is acting in upward direction. So after that, here the body A, it exerts a force on a body B, so that is F. So body A exerts a force on a body B in this direction. So next one, body C exerting the force on the body B in this direction. So this is F1. So this is F1. This is a free body diagram for body B. Similarly for body C, right? See here, for body C, consider this as a point object. So this is a point object. In this case the weight of this body is acting in downward direction. The weight is acting in downward direction and the normal reaction is acting in upward direction, that is N. After that the body B is exerting a force on the body A in this direction. So this is the force exerted by the body B on the body A. So that is F1. So that is F1. So next, from this diagram, the net force acting on the system. The net force in this direction, there is no forces, only there is one force, that is net force is equal to, that is F1. That is F1. So here the mass of the C body is, that is m3, then F1 is equal to m3 into A, m3 into A. The next one, from diagram B, from FBD, free body diagram of a body B, Okay, see here, in this case there are two forces are acting in the horizontal direction. The net force, that is equal to F minus F1. The net force, that is equal to F minus F1. The net force is nothing but the product of mass into acceleration. The mass of second body is m2 into A, that is equal to F minus F1. So what is the F1 value here? That is m3 into A. So then F is equal to m2A plus m3A. Then F is equal to, take A common, m2 plus m3. So then acceleration is equal to, that is F divided by, okay, here F is equal to A into m2 plus m3. Okay, so this is our equation number 1 and this is our equation number 2. So next one. So from free body diagram of a body A, in horizontal direction there are two forces F and EF. These two forces are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, both are get cancelled. So next, from free body diagram of a body A, so in this case the net force acting on this system, net force that is equal to F minus small f. Here net force is nothing but mass into acceleration, mass of a first body into acceleration, that is equal to F minus small f value is, that is A bracket of m2 plus m3 plus m3. So from this relation, F is equal to m1 plus m2 plus m3 into A. So then acceleration of the system, that is A, is equal to F divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3. So this is a formula we are used to find out the acceleration of the block, right? Okay, there are two methods to find out the acceleration of this system. So the first method is, if you draw the free body diagram and solve the equation, you will get the final relation is A is equal to F divided by m1 plus m2 plus m3. And the another method, in that case we are considering this whole body as a single system. The single system is, the total mass of the system is m1 plus m2 plus m3. So then the acceleration is A is equal to F divided by total mass of the system.